So Adam has been with me since he's 14. He's now
23.
23. Just got back from Costa Rica for being there for how many months?
2 months.
2 months. Was at an adventure training camp?
Yeah, I was in a leadership course with a kind of an outward bound program. So we were pretty much just left out in the wilderness. You know, you camp.
Yeah, I remember you saying to me that you didn't sleep in a bed until like the last night before you came home.
The only day we got to sleep in a bed was during, we had a training class for becoming a wilderness EMT. And those were the only days, because it was like classroom stuff, that we got to, toast it up. That's what happens when you talk.
Let's get rid of the smoke.
It's fine.
Perfect. Flip them over, nobody will see the charred pieces.
No problem. Yeah, but we only got to really sleep in beds about the last day when we were doing a lot of classroom work. Otherwise, it was pretty much 2 garbage bags and a mud ground. It was pretty entertaining.
That sounds like fun, cutting heads off of chickens and cooking them.
Yeah, actually our primary form of food was rice and beans, but when we wanted to eat stuff, especially during the homestays, we had to partake in making empanadas with them, so we had to grind the cornmeal. We actually made a sugarcane candy. We had to cut down the sugar cane right out of the fields, grind it up, you boil it down, and it makes its own version of brown sugar. Tasted delicious. But when we wanted chicken or anything, we actually had to go catch the rooster, which is a pretty interesting thing to watch. A bunch of kids from, let's see, there was one from Brooklyn, someone from Seattle, like 2 kids from Jersey, trying to chase roosters around to catch them, and then, well, from there we had to cook them. So
I put some bread down here. And I'm going to put some of the onions from the onion soup. So you did, rock climbing and whitewater rafting and
rock climbing, whitewater
high adventure
rafting,
kind of stuff.
Tons of anything you could think that would be in a Mountain Dew commercial. We pretty much had to do for the entire show.
Now we're going to layer some pieces of this flank steak right on top. These 3 right on the end. Close it up. So it's like an onion soup kind of steak casserole. And we put some Gruyere cheese on top of this. And we're going to pop this right in the broiler for a minute. Let's lower this back down, lower this, and lower that. So we've got that cooking up. We've got Uncle Mickey's chicken cacciatore, and we've got the pork chops. Why don't we break for a minute, and then we'll clean everything up. We'll come back and we'll set a nice table, and then we have a little surprise. Adam, having just finished school, what, a year ago?
Yeah, just graduated.
He's going to work with me, and we're going to show you some, what did we call it again?
College survival cooking.
College survival cooking, when you have nothing to cook with, maybe
a microwave.
Okay, we'll be right back. Get everything plated up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little dish with a little bit of portions. And while we're doing that, Adam's going to put together a college survival nachos that can be done totally in the microwave with some chili, whether your folks send you back with a container of chili or whether you just go out and buy a can of chili. So Adam, why don't you take over and start doing that, and tell them what you're doing, and I'll just get some of this plated up.
For those of you who do not know how to make nachos, we're going to go through this very simply. First, have some leftover chips from a bag, or buy some bag chips. Beautiful. You're just going to lay them out real nice.
These are multi-grain because we're keeping it nice and healthy today.
Health-oriented. Good to hear. All right, next we're going to layer on some of our delicious canned or homemade chili, depending on where you get it from. All of this easy to do. The entire premise of all this cooking that we're doing is that it's easy for you to do inside of your dorm room with little or no skill. And sometimes it's nice just to be able to eat without having to run out in the frigid weather to your dining hall, or, just stop eating chicken patties and french fries all the time. We're going to real simply sprinkle some olives all around. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna sprinkle them on, and then take some basic cheddar cheese that we have here, sprinkle it on, don't overkill it, and then we're gonna go walk over to our microwave where we have it set for 2 minutes, but it probably won't take any more than 1 minute to cook. So we're gonna pop this in here. Whoop. Let that go. While that's going, we're gonna go back to Dave while he's plating everything.
You know, when you were in college, you'd come back home weekends and we'd work, and big class that we did was the homemade Italian macaroni. We always started with a zucchini soup. And I always tell people that Adam stayed alive through his whole college years with the zucchini soup, because we would package up the leftovers.
I would get quarts frozen.
Bags, I mean like 6, 8 quarts of it, and he'd go back to school with it, and all he had to do was nuke it, and it was a great healthy soup.
Oh, it was great. And not only that, like, it could stay frozen forever and without really going bad. Like, I could get it in December, and I could nuke it in January, and I don't have to worry about anything going bad.
And if you really wanted to make a meal out of it, all he had to do was find some crusty, stale bread and break it up into the soup once it was heated up, and you know, he had more of a substantial meal. We used to top it with a little bit of cheese. I don't even know.
Yeah, we just top it. You could top it with cheese, or I would also have it left over. You could strain out all the extra liquid and crack the eggs in with it, and there you go. You got like an omelet or something.
Yeah. So
came out real good.
So a great way. So what we have here is we have our flank steak that we put over the toasted bread with the onions from the onion soup, and you see how that bread stays nice and soft because some of the liquid from the onion soup. Then we have our pork chop, which is just a wonderful, wonderful dish. I just want to cut off a little tiny piece and taste this. Oh boy, it brings back memories when I was a kid. My parents always made that. And here, our chicken cacciatore, we have the onion soup that was really the base for this dish. So you make the onion soup one day, you make the flank steak another day, you use some of the leftover onion soup, and then in another segment that we're going to show, hopefully you'll be able to see some of these one after another, and maybe you'll see it one day and then see it a couple days later. We're going to do something with the leftover flank steak. So if you make this and you get a big flank steak, you cook it and you slice it up, then you'll have some leftover flank steak, and where do you see it? We're going to make a wonderful flank steak salad with that in our next show. And of course, I mean, look at this. This is it's got to be $8-9 in Fridays or
probably. I would say so.
So, you know, basically we kept it a little bit healthy. We're going to finish it with the
put a little salsa on top.
Salsa. We could put a little avocado. But depending on what you have, you know, things like jars of salsa and the olives and the chili will stay for a long time. So that with the chips makes your whole meal. So rather than to stop studying, because I know that's what you do like all the time.
Hours of studying. I can't even tell you. It's a visual art major.
And have to go out and get distracted and you know, go find something to eat outside. You're right at home in your dorm room, throw it in the microwave. College survival cooking. You're going to see a whole lot more of that because Adam is developing some great stuff to do. We're even going to do a grilled cheese sandwich with an iron. Iron that you iron your clothes with, grilled cheese sandwich. Watch in the future, you'll see some great stuff. I'm David Martone, Executive Chef at Classic Thyme, and I'm here with Adam Orgenzucker, who is one of our new instructors. Who I'm saying new instructor. He's been with me for years now, but recently in the last year become a full-fledged instructor. And we cooked up some great stuff today, and we sent you some little tips for some college survival cooking. So happy cooking, everyone.
What's up?